Washington at Michigan State. Wow. Plus 16.5 is the line. If you were following the show in the summer, you got a very, very smelly. Now, you could call me unintelligent if you want, taking a line for a game months in advance. But yeah, I took Washington minus 11 when we saw that line there. Right? So call me whatever you want to call me. Just know that I got Washington minus 11 in this game. But I will say, Noah Kim, for how terrible he was in the spring game, and for how terrible he was in the first half of his first game, right? He's been better since then. I think his average depth of target, he's like top 10 in the country right now. And so he's pushing the ball down the field without Keon Coleman and Jaden Reed. So I'm going to give him some credit where credit's due there, but we don't really know what Michigan State is. They have not played particularly good teams. In fact, I guess Washington, you could say the same thing about.
Well,
Right?
Boise State, I mean, that was impressive what they did to them.
Yes.
Now is Boise State, like the Kellen Boise State teams? No, obviously not. But
Kellen Moore.
I'm so sorry.
That's
Kellen
all
Moore
good.
deserves better than that. College football legend.
Stud. So yeah, if I'm just gonna go ahead straight up, tell you what I think, what I'm gonna take. It's gonna sound crazy because I have Washington minus 11. But I'm gonna take Washington to win, and I'm actually gonna take Michigan State to cover this game. Believe it or not. I don't know. I think Noah Kim is a better passer than Taylon Green. I love Taylon Green. Love him. I love him. He's only a true sophomore. He still has to develop a little bit. Um, and I do think Michigan State's been able to run the ball a little bit better, which we haven't really seen from them at all, which is kind of nice.
Since Kenneth Walker was there.
Yeah, since Kenneth Walker's there. So I think I kind of underestimated this team. If you watched their preview, I'm sure you were upset about the things that I said about Michigan State. And I know that there's stuff going on with that coaching staff right now. Can't talk about Michigan State without bringing up, you know, y'all's head coach, who I don't need to name, and some of the things he's being accused of. Of course, when more information comes out, we can talk about that a little bit more. But right now, we don't know enough about it. But I'll say, I don't know, man. Like, it seems like there's a lot of stuff going on in the coaching staff, but we'll see how this locker room responds. We'll see how this locker room responds. So I'm really, really excited for this game. Actually, I'm really, really excited. I can't wait to see some Power Five action
I
against two
hope you
teams
have
that are going to be.
Peacock.
Well, yeah, I hope you have Peacock,
Which,
but
God damn it, Big Ten, make me pay
yeah,
for another subscription.
I know. What's funny though is like people are looking at it like it's the Pac-12's fault, but in this case, it's actually the Big Ten's fault. Which
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for blaming the administration and the Pac-12 whenever you get a chance to, but this is actually on the media rights deal with Peacock and NBC in the Big Ten.
yeah, I'll be watching this game for sure. So I can't wait. So what are you taking? I think I know what you're taking.
Well, real quick, I want to reiterate your point about the head coaching situation and the scandal that's being alleged there, and the suspension that took place. Hopefully, it's obviously a very serious allegation. Hopefully, it gets treated, with the respect it deserves. Obviously, as for college football, though, because this is a college football show, I think Washington will blow out Michigan State. I think they will blow them out. The only reason I'm not taking the over in this game is because I don't think Michigan State. I think there's a real scenario where Washington puts up 55 points, but it's 55-0, and Michigan State, the line's at 57.5. So I don't know. I just think Washington has the guns right now. They're pretty healthy defensively. The only thing that's not quite clicking for them, which I was hoping, is the defensive line in terms of sack production. Now I get it, sacks aren't everything in this, but they only have 3 sacks through the year. 1.5 in the game is I'd like to see them get a little bit more, obviously, against Michigan State. Michigan State, speaking of sacks, though, they've got 10 sacks. That's their key to victory here, is to get pressure on Michael Penix and stop the run. Obviously, what Washington is with their backup running back. Will Nixon is the guy there. I believe Daniel Nagata is also there. Um, but they're gonna miss. I mean, it's Michael Penix show, right? Obviously, he's a stud. He's top 3 passer, I think, in the country already. We knew that coming in. He's got elite weapons, pretty good tackles, and an O line starter wise. Um, I don't care that this line moved crazy. I think it's still too low. Shout out you for getting that line. That was crazy. We talked about that, back in the summer because we knew it was gonna move. I mean that was
You
way too low,
had to
and
know.
ahead of, and that was even before all the stuff came out. But wow,
And the thing is, too, is like this line moved, and Michigan State still looked good in their first 2 games. So it's like,
I
well,
wouldn't say they looked.
the first half of the first game, they did not look good.
Yeah,
I think the rest of the way they've done fine.
which is also like nobody in week 1 is a finished product at all. So and I give them credit for improving, obviously. Um, but I think Washington's a wagon. I think they're really, really good. What they're ranked like eighth. Is that too low? Not for right now, but in terms of like actually like they could end up the season, I think, higher than that. I think they got that much potential. And it starts with blowing out Michigan State, going on the road and getting a victory there. And I think they will.